It's hard to speak. Getting stuck. 30 days of thought. Page 41, 30 days of thought. Read to think, write to develop. Listen to hear what is unsaid. Speak to let go. I feel stuck starting this book right now. How many times have we, how many times do we procrastinate, put things off, self-sabotage? I self-sabotage. I could be an expert at self-sabotage. Once I get started, everything seems to work out. It's like the alarm in the morning or getting up. Let me just get to this meeting, this early meeting. Why did I set this meeting so early? I'll just do it and then I'll go back to sleep. There's never been a time that I can remember that I went back to sleep. It was just the monkey mind playing with me, self sabotage, messing up success, screwing up potential. I'm going to read Getting Stuck so I can get unstuck today. Here we go. Lost in transition and stuck in first gear. When the mechanisms work, but the operators don't. How often have we been perfect for the job, yet stuck in the gears of life? We feel jammed in what is possible and what is facing us. The figment of our imagination, so close to manifestation, is just at the tip of the pen. But so far as the words just do not ring true, the words are but useless drivel jotted on the page or consisting of philosophical rants perpetuated over run-on sentences. Continue to labor solutions to problems. Sometimes the only way to save face is to just show up, pen in hand, head on straight, heart in tune to the beat of its drum, and the writer with a sound message. Life, writing, winning, and humanity, all the same, are about getting unstuck. Persevere in due course. Your message is commitment and solidarity. No matter our cluttered conscience or our blocked vision for the day, we show up ready and able as the day's confidence kicks back in. We remind ourselves this is who we are. We are only human, and the best writers will still get stuck. Whether you're writing or have to get up or have to work late, have to get, at the end of the day, the results is what matters. If we're in the position of absolute accountability, which is the ownership, whoever owns the company is absolutely accountable to the marketplace, to the regulators, to the shareholders, to the customers, and my ability to be responsible, able to respond to conflicts, both interpersonal, macroeconomic, our ability to respond to the conflicts between our customers, things that don't go right, we've got to adjust and adapt and serve. Internally with our staff that don't go right, we've got to adjust, adapt, and serve. To the market, so much is out of our control. We like to, or we feel compelled to delude ourselves to thinking we're in control of the business, when what we are responsible for are the results, are our people. We are accountable to the business. We are accountable to the marketplace. Things rise and fall on our leadership. If we feel stuck, if I feel unstuck? Who's going to get me unstuck? Maybe it's my partner. Maybe it's my spouse. Maybe my people will help me get unstuck if they feel safe to tell me the truth. But that is a relationship with the safety that I create. How am I leading my people? How well do I listen? How well do I take feedback? How 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 deeply do I inquire? Am I including their thought in my thought? Am I learning from our conversations? Are they adding mental labor to the table or just physical labor? Are they just doing what I tell them to do, or are we doing what we think is best? I'm not going to know everything. I can't. In the beginning, when it's just the founder alone on an island desiring customers, I might be forced to think for everyone. But arguably, my customer relationship is still going to be close or far away based on how well I listen and take feedback and partner with my customer. How good is the product actually? How valuable is the service actually? I've got to get unstuck. Is it action that gets us unstuck? Is it thought? Is it a combination? At the end here, whether it's life, writing, winning, and humanity, all the same are about getting unstuck. Persevere in due course. Your message is commitment and solidarity. I want to talk about responsibility. I think values are modeled. Values are modeled. People are watching. People are watching. People are experiencing us. They're experiencing me. They're experiencing you. It's like with this podcast, I wanted the team to recognize that I believed in this medium, this podcast, and words are futile. I could say, oh, I really care about this podcast. And I did. And I realized I need to do more podcasts if I'm going to show how serious I am about this medium of expression, this medium of culture, this tool to build culture matters, to include you, the listener, in my journey, my life, our cause. I've got to do it. Values are modeled, values are observed and experienced. We can talk about them. We're going to be called to talk about them, to teach and to help people recognize their own lack or their own need to improve in their behaviors. But I've got to live them. I've got to live my values, the values I aspire to. Getting unstuck is part of that. Here's some of my notes. Yeah, and understanding the distinction between accountability and responsibility. It's easier. Easier. It will be with less grief, less resentment, more buy-in to hold people to account if I am responsible and they believe I'm responsible. It will be easier to hold people to account, easier to help people when they've fallen and made mistakes. Too many owner operators that I have come across have been told and convinced and have bought into the idea that their responsibility has a relationship with other people's accountability. No, you don't get to be less responsible the more people you have that are. It's even greater calling to be responsible, or else you're going to be a tyrant and have a bunch of people hating their lives, cleaning up your messes. It's going to destroy the culture. We're not all working in the same direction, and you're not going to be happy. You're not going to enjoy the grind like you once may have. Getting unstuck. What's the plan? What do I need to give up? What do I need to do? Who do I need to include? How am I including them? Getting unstuck. I wrote overwhelmed by how much I've got. Me personally, I'm overwhelmed by how much I've got to read, overwhelmed by how much I've got to write, overwhelmed by this book, even. I am talking about, it's funny, it's when I'm writing this book, I was overwhelmed. How am I going to write this? What am I even writing? What's the point? But on the other side of just doing the behaviors, following this process of reading to think, writing to develop, listening to hear what's unsaid, always helps me level up, think more clearly, gain healthy pride, feel better about who I'm becoming. I didn't want to film this damn video before I started. In fact, I was supposed to film the one before it, accepting different accepting different stocks. And I skipped it to talk about getting unstuck because I was stuck. I was just staring at this computer, not hitting record, just stuck. Now I feel unstuck. I'm going to go record some other stuff. Remember to read to think, write to develop, listen to what is unsaid, speak to let go, develop your character, your culture will follow. That's what I'm doing. And I will see you next time in the Culture Matters podcast.